Hey guys, right now in the marketplace, sellers are still hesitating a little bit, but we're starting to see some sellers starting to come to the table with their listings. Now we can accelerate this process if we can speak to two key reasons why some sellers have maybe been on the fence for a while. And those two key things that's been holding them back all the way through summer, and now they're thinking about going on the market, is this. It is the hesitation because of COVID and the hesitation because what they see in the marketplace being low inventory. In other words, they don't know where they're going to move next. So safety and where are they going to move next are the two things we need to speak to the most. So let's start with COVID. How are we speaking to this? Now in March, when this all started to really come down, we all spoke to this really quickly. We got on top of it. We had the questionnaire, the health questionnaire that probably a lot of us were using. We had protocols in place for buyers and sellers. We were really clear with sellers about how we were keeping them safe, but that has kind of faded as the real estate market has really ramped up. We don't see as many agents having those conversations, and especially not having the conversations in their marketing. Now, they may be having them with buyers and sellers in the field, but when it comes to marketing, they may not be having them like they should be. So in your marketing pieces, here's what you need to be speaking to. On social media, in your flyers, in your campaigns, on your website, you need to be talking about safety and security. So here's what you say. Here's what I'm doing to help my clients stay safe. And you line out for your buyers, and you line out for your sellers exactly the protocols you have in place. This would be good for Instagram. This would be good for Facebook. This would be great for LinkedIn. This would be great for any system you're using. And then on top of it, a mailing postcard would be great to your database, and just in general when you're doing any kind of farming. Next, shoot some video that shows you implementing these strategies. Maybe even with your buyer or seller's permission, with your buyers and sellers in the shot, where you're wearing a mask, they're wearing a mask, you're wiping things down, you're showing yourself wiping down even the lockbox, and you're instructing the client to not be present during showings, that you're going to make sure that every buyer that comes through the house is pre-qualified. We're not showing the house to people that actually can't buy the house. We're going to make sure that we open doors, we open windows, we open closets, we open things so people don't have to touch as many things as possible. We encourage buyers not to touch surfaces. So we're going through all of this. We're showing pictures, we're showing video. And then the most important thing is we are showing success, proof of life that despite COVID, we're selling a lot of real estate. Buyers are getting and taking advantage of the lowest interest rates in 6 decades. So we're showing it off. So that's the first step. Keep marketing around safety and security for your clients. The second thing is the hesitation factor. The hesitation around inventory itself. So with inventory, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Sellers look at the market and they say, I don't see another house I could buy, so I'll just stay where I'm at. So they're hesitant to enter the market. We need to overcome that hesitancy, and there's some ways that we can do that strategically and tactically. I'm going to give them to you now. Number one, when you begin talking to anybody that's considering selling their house, you start to treat them instantly as a buyer before you treat them as a seller. In other words, talk to them about what they want. What's their next home look like? Build a search parameter for the client in the MLS and begin feeding them listings. If nothing else, they'll start to see a stream of listings that are coming. Yes, they're selling fast, but they're out there. Talk to them about how you're going to leave no stone unturned. This conversation is essential. So you talk about for sale by owners and expired listings and how you're willing to farm neighborhoods. Talk to your colleagues in the office and in the community about coming soon listings. And you aren't just relying on the MLS data feed. You're going way deeper, way farther than that. And your reach really is really large when you implement all these strategies. You're also willing to go out and just talk to people in the neighborhoods that they're most interested in. Next, you definitely want to talk about some strategies when it comes to the seller themselves and what you can do to really put them in a position to feel more comfortable. A couple things. You could suggest the possibility that they could rent before they buy their next house. So they sell their home, they rent a home, then they buy their next home. Takes all the pressure off of finding their next home, and it gives them the ability to really take a deep breath and move into that next house without any pressure at all. The downside is they're moving twice. Now we get that. We're going to talk about the upsides and downsides. The second thing we could suggest tactically would be a bridge loan. If they have enough equity in their current house, they may be able to tap that equity, buy their next house without selling their first one yet, be completely moved in and comfortable, get it all remodeled, whatever they want to do, and then sell the house that they're in. only if they have enough equity and they're comfortable maybe making a couple of house payments for a month or two, but it removes a lot of pressure for the people that have strong equity. Next is contingency offers as a buyer. Now, this is absolutely not ideal in our current market because you're competing with so many other people, but any offer is better than no offer, right? So that's writing an offer for them contingent on their house selling. It's not going to be easy in this market to convince people to do that. You might have to give them non-refundable earnest money, a large deposit. Lots of things would have to be in play for the seller to accept that. And then last and most common in our current market is where you have the seller have a contingency on their house, which says this house sale is subject to the seller finding replacement housing. Again, not ideal, but better than not having a listing at all. And it really puts the pressure on us as the listing agent to help those sellers go out and find replacement properties. But we got to be strategic. We got to be out speaking, talking about this with our clients so they know that we understand and we're empathetic with what they're concerned with. Safety, security, and the inventory issue, we've got to speak to it in our marketing. Now, if you're looking for more coaching, I'd love to give it to you. We have 2 weeks of free coaching over at eRealEstateCoach.com. We've got a fantastic platform called The Path, which includes a massive amount of classes that you can plug into, both on-demand classes and live classes. 2 weeks for free just to start out, try it out, see if you like it. Have a great day, good selling. We'll see you next time over at eRealEstateCoach.com.